Hey there, troopers. This is Random Game Channel here to talk about patch notes 1.7. So we finally made it to update 1.7. Quite a few things have been updated, lots of bug fixes, and some new content for us to explore. Alright, so let me read it for you so you don't have to. So you can multitask while at work or at school. Just don't let your boss or your teacher know. Do not blame me if you get caught. Alright. So this is going to drop approximately 1 hour before the update goes live, at least in my local time zone. So let's get to it. Let's read. Alright, update 1.7 will be available for troopers to download around 10 a.m. Pacific time on Wednesday, October 22nd. This patch is a collection of content, performance, and optimization improvements and bug fixes. So you can check out the Discord and whatnot, right? And then some fixes include adjustments to reaching the maximum threat level, which should now trigger an endless horde. Stim pistol adjustments to address inconsistent use and more. Alright, so this thing here about the stim pistol, I mean, come on guys, it's been busted since shortly after 1.0. Come on! Didn't take that long. But I'm glad to see that it finally got some adjustments because it's kind of busted. You can't really use it as well as you used to. Next thing y'all need to do is get those actual stims to work on the first jab. Nothing worse than trying to jab yourself or someone else on the first hit and you die because it doesn't work. But enough of that, let's keep reading. Alright. Performance changes, client performance improvements, improve the projectile particle performance for the Guardian UAV. Okay. New features, content, quality of life. Wait, is that the only client performance improvement? Okay. The Sparta. Attention all available mobile infantry units. This is a priority alert. The Sparta needs your help. The massive Federation research ship, the Sparta, has been in deep space conducting highly sensitive and invaluable Archimedean research. But the bugs have fought back and it's been overrun. Get in there and fight back, troopers. How they got on board? Don't know. I only assume they took in live samples and then they got screwed. Alright. So if you scroll down here and you want to tune back into the video, they actually have a picture of what the Sparta looks like. And below that they have like a little trailer screenshot. Text will say, recovery of the ship and her assets is critical to the ongoing war of the Arachnids. If we fail today, it is our children who will pay the price. Sparta will support AAS, Horde, and Hive Hunt game modes. Okay. Upcoming Galactic Front, Echoes of Sparta. I should think it's rolling out a little too fast with these Galactic Fronts. Like, I have been burnt out on the Galactic Fronts for a long time because it's too much of the push, go, 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 go feeling. Gotta like ease off on the brakes a little bit. But anyways, the thing now says, with the start of the next Galactic Front, a selection of company operations will direct troopers towards the Sparta as usual. Galactic Front operations will include additional mutators and modifiers. They may not be available in the regular rotation of missions. Galactic Front will start post 1.7. Okay, so that's good. So I hope that means you give it us a little bit of time to just chill. Alright. New missions for the Special Operations Group. So these are the solo tutorial missions. But it sounds like they're just making it more of a standalone set of missions now that are single player. I don't know if they're going to still call these tutorial missions because that's how it was delivered when the first batch came out. Okay. But the text here says SOG teams are already being deployed aboard the Sparta to establish the beachhead and pave the way for the Deep Space Vanguard to reclaim it from the bug menace. Then they have a nice little screenshot of the inside with a couple of bugs walking around. And then it says, with the launch of Update 1.7 and the introduction of the Sparta, we're deploying 7 brand new SOG missions. These missions are objective-driven operations focused on securing multiple key locations throughout the ship as you fight to wrestle control the ship back into Federation hands. Okay, so that's cool. We're actually not going on a planet, we're going to have SOG missions, 7 of them, on the Sparta. I think that's pretty awesome. So I'll be checking that out and putting content on my channel for that. So stay tuned. And then the Scorpion bug. Arcanesian recovery teams and Deep Space Vanguard units are reporting the appearance of scorpions near meteorite impact zones. And then they have a picture of the scorpion. You might want to tune in on this one. So I'm looking at it right now. And if it's supposed to be somewhat related to the Inferno, then can I make a safe assumption or guess that the weak spot is probably going to be the very tip of the tail or the eyes? The rest of this thing, I remember when I watched it in the movie, it was like fully armored, just like the Inferno, and bullets are ricocheting off the thing like it was just nothing. So that's my best guess about the weak points for this bug. So like I said, it's probably going to be the tip of the tail where it shoots the laser out, or maybe the eyes or the face. Other than that, I mean, there could be no armor plating on the stomach, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll definitely need to do some in-game research when we get to this, and then once I figure it out, I'll make some content for that. So stay tuned. Alright, moving on. The text says, these massive bugs are heavily armored, incredibly aggressive, and armed with a devastating tail-mounted plasma beam. Remember to use extreme caution when engaging these threats. Cannot allow this emerging threat to show or slow our critical Arcanesian mining efforts. Keep the drills running no matter the cost. Scorpions can now be encountered in the Critical Strike game mode or with specific mission mutators. Alright, so it sounds like this is going to be Critical Strike only, and then mission mutators like, Tanker is a mutator. Still sounds like that'll be kind of rare, but if it's like the Tanker mutator when it first came out, maybe like the first, I don't know, maybe a few weeks to a month or two, it'll be a little more popular, or not popular, more common to see it because they want people to experience that. So that's my guess about how this is going to play down, but then after that it'll just like be a rare mutator that we'll see occasionally pop up in the missions. Alright, next section. Free second wave cosmetic. In celebration of year 2, the Federation has issued a brand new uniform for all troopers. Every trooper will gain access to new second wave skin, visor, helmet decal, uniform, plate, cosmetics. Congratulations on surviving, trooper. Damn right. Alright, so you probably want to tune into the video again. They have a couple of pictures about what these things can look like, and they look pretty cool. I like it. I like the color scheme. Alright, moving on to the next section. Tuning, arachnid tuning, endless horde and emergent hordes. Our Federation researchers have observed a troubling reintroduction of endless and emergent hordes. The arachnids have found a way to stir up massive hordes at the slightest provocation. In our commissions, reaching the maximum threat level triggers an endless horde. These hordes will be more consistent with frantic bug spawning for maximum devastation. We've also re-enabled mutators that can trigger an emergent horde. Mutators are We've Got Bugs and Bugs Inbound. Armory tuning. The stim pistol. Federation medics have long lamented the inconsistencies of their equipment. A single missed stim could be the difference during a high-stress medical intervention. We've made some improvements to the stim pistol to help improve chances of success. Improved recoil. Stim pistol has no recoil and will always shoot the first aid darts with perfect accuracy. We'll have to see about that. Missed stim pistol shots will check for valid targets near the impact location to help reduce instances where minor terrain or bug corpses would block a shot unexpectedly. Improved visibility of the aiming reticle. The crosshair now has a white circle in addition to the existing center dot for improved visibility. I mean, these all sound nice on paper, but we'll have to check this out because I main the medic. I don't really play too much of the other classes, but I play this a lot, and hopefully this will help the medic out. We'll have to see. Next section, mission tuning, hive hunts. Hive hunts will now periodically respawn any lost toad canisters to ensure there is always enough to complete the missions. Notable bug fixes, known issues. Weapons with underbarrel modifications may play the wrong firing audio, or firing audio may incorrectly loop. Bug holes may take damage when not hit directly with explosives sometimes. Indicators for ranged bugs don't show the correct direction. Highlights. Fix an issue with a Guardian UAV that would cause the UAV to stop attacking enemies. The UAV will now have an insatiable bloodthirst until it runs out of battery. Good. Fix some instances of exterminate objectives not spawning enough bugs. That's good. Fix an issue where bugs that die near exterminate objectives wouldn't be counted towards the kill quota. I was always wondering about that, but we'll have to see if that's actually been fixed or not when we get there. Fix the datapad in the build tutorial. What was wrong with the datapad? Was it spawning bugs or something? Goodness. So for those of you that don't know about the datapad, I've covered this a few times already in my videos, but it's just in case you missed it. It's in between the two crates where you drop out of the dropship. It's like on the ground. So you enable it and bugs should spawn. But at least from when I did it in the past, you had to build up the mobile HQ and the refinery first and then activate it. And then they started spawning. So maybe that was the bug with the data pad where you could it'll spawn right away. I'll have to check that out. UI. Updated game mode descriptions to include more relevant mode details. Fix a number of untranslated screens. Fix the incorrect description on the electric fence. Fix the incorrect tooltips and name some profile nameplates. Banners, icons, backgrounds, and medals. Fix an issue that caused the same class tutorial tips to display every game. Thank God. That was annoying. I thought that was just the game just being a game, but it looks like that was a bug. Next section, art and animation. Fix an issue with the M55 rocket launcher and the M56 pylon that could cause ground decals to appear on the weapon. Fix an issue where Navy and Sunburnt suit palettes wouldn't update the trooper preview. Oh, okay. Fix an issue where the Stinging Fury suit palette wouldn't apply to the medic's upper torso. Fix an issue where the trooper preview would be visible in the re-enlist screen. Fix an issue where crash dropships and critical strike missions would always follow the same crash path. I need water. Goodness. Gameplay and general fixes. Added a new boot cinematic. Oh, okay. Nice. Fix an issue that allowed engineers using the mobile build tool ability to build partially inside walls and terrain. Huh. Okay. Fix a toadcaster spawn point in Boreas Hive Hunt that would respawn toadcasters too far away. Fix an issue with bug holes that would leave the map markers visible if the hole was closed and discovered at the same time. Exterminate objectives will adjust the timer based on difficulty level again. Bug holes enter a dormant state when no players are nearby. Okay, didn't know that. So does that mean they're supposed to be not active when nobody's near there? That was supposed to be intentionally at the start? Okay, I'm back. I had to clear my throat again. It's been bugging me again. Anyways, where was I? Alright, spawn director. Prefer to spawn bugs using spawn locations at a similar height. Okay. Grenadier in front of bugs should no longer spawn next to active build zones. Recover dropship supplies. Should have all crates accessible. Fix an issue where bugs and troopers could get stuck inside the drill during critical strike missions. I've seen that before. Fix an issue where swapping classes of the army wouldn't correctly apply the magazine bandolier perk. Fix an issue with underbarrel modifications interacting correctly with demolishers using the extra primary perk. Fix an issue with the Marina 2's underbarrel plasma launcher failing to reach the intended max deviation while moving. Fix collision and map geometry issues in Agni Prime and Vlaga critical strike missions. Fixed collision and map geometry issues around bug holes. Fix an issue where destroying eggs in Hive Hunt missions would spawn the incorrect Arachnid Warrior variants in Boreas and Agni Prime. Fix an issue where Agni Prime Hive Hunt missions would never spawn Fire Warriors. Oh, that's interesting. Fix an issue where Tinkers wouldn't spawn. Hopefully that solves it for reals this time, because that's been an ongoing issue. Fix an issue that prevented small gates from closing if they intersected with the ramp wall. Hallelujah! That's been an issue for a while. Fix an SOG issue where the squad mates would despawn unexpectedly. Alright, well I kinda expected there to be more fixes and bug fixes, but I guess some improvements better than none, though more is always better. Well, that's it for this one. Hopefully you check this out before you head into your games. And as always, I hope you all stay safe and well and that you continue smashing those bugs for me while I'm not online. Till next time, troopers, I'll catch you in the battlefield. Catch you next time.